What's going on, everybody? This is David Toupin with Real Estate Lab, and I'm really excited today to be with you guys and show you our software platform. For anyone watching this, whether you are considering signing up or you're new to the platform and you're watching this for a walkthrough on how to get started, this is going to be kind of a high-level video walkthrough of how to use it, what to do when you get started, and really just diving into underwriting and looking at deals. So I'm going to show you guys an example property today. I'm going to upload some financials. We're going to parse those financials. We're going to create an analysis. And then I'm actually going to walk you guys through as well our underwriting model, kind of in a, I don't want to say an overly detailed fashion because it could take a couple hours. I want to keep this pretty concise so that you guys get the picture of what we're looking to do. But I'm going to jump right in and show you guys kind of how it works, and we'll have some more detailed videos in the future. And obviously our team is always available for help and support should you need some further onboarding or training. So let's go ahead and let's get started. This is Real Estate Lab. This is our platform. Our platform is very simple, and it has one main focus. It's to organize all your deals and to help you underwrite them and make offers more quickly. So with that said, we've got our pipeline here. Our pipeline is all the properties we're looking at buying potentially. We've got different stages, as you can see, from a prospect to deals that are in underwriting stage, offer made, offer accepted, closing period, due diligence. So you can kind of track what stage each deal is at, and that helps you just to have a clear picture, because let's be honest, we look at so many deals in this business on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, and keeping them organized, if you're just using a file folder system, is a pain in the butt. And so we're done with that. We're now using a software that helps us track that. And then also for your portfolio, right? We've got a My Property section. I can see where my portfolio is at, what my properties are, whether it's 2 properties like you see here or 100 properties, right? We can track that. We can enter into the deal, and we can see all of our original underwriting, document storage, all the good stuff I'm about to show you guys. So without further ado, we're going to jump into a deal here, Raintree Condos. It's just an example deal. I'm going to show you how the software works. You know, I'm not going to use real numbers. I'm going to use some fake numbers, but I want to show you guys how it works just so you get a feel for it. So jump in, click View Property. A couple of things we're going to see here first. We're going to have a map so that you can pretty easily right away check out the property, see what it's like, see what it's about. This is the subject property we're looking at. So it looks like it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 building townhomes. It is in Austin, Texas. It is actually in Austin proper, just about 15 minutes from downtown. It's in kind of an up and coming area. So really quickly, I get to look at my map. You know, I can expand it and go full screen if I want to. I could kind of change the view. We got some property information that normally you fill out when you originally create the property. You can kind of fill out your contact, point of contact, or the representative for the property, the broker, whoever it may be, fill out for that. We've got some public records that we'll pull. So as long as you enter the property with the address that's on the public records, we will go ahead and pull the county data on the property. And so this may include owner information, prior sale information, tax assessment info, all the property details that you get from public records. We have some information on flood zones, etc. So you can kind of see all that right within here. I'm going to skip over rent comps for a second, and I'm going to go over to documents. So for each property, you have your own kind of document vault, and you can create folders. As you see, we've created several folders. In here, we can upload documents. You can just drag and drop right onto the screen, choose which folder to put them in. You know, as you guys all know, if you're watching this and you have bought apartments before, or you are, even if you're looking to, you may understand the need for organization. And I would say one of the things that has helped us and our clients move quickly as operators is organization, right? We have all of our files stored in one place, and that allows our entire team to be able to coordinate quickly and to access anything we need, whether it's an old survey or due diligence documents we got during during our due diligence period or an inspection report, whatever it may be, title documents, you can add a folder and you can store it right within here. We have a notes section. You can quickly take notes, share it with your team, photos, images, files, whatever it may be. I frequently will go to the county website and I'll actually just drop the link in here if I ever want to quickly access it again. Stuff like that with photos, links to their current marketing, any notes on discussions with the seller or the broker, we'll throw in here. So let's get into the fun part. We're going to create an analysis and it's going to involve this rent comp step plus the analysis step here. So I'm going to go ahead and first click create analysis. We're going to name it. I'll just name it primary. I'll just say main underwriting. Underwriting Raintree. We're going to select a template. So the way our system works is we have this templates page, and on it, we have a bunch of different templates in there. The ones with our logo are Real Estate Lab provided templates. We have exit models, self-storage model, construction. We have a new development model. The one we're going to use today is our flagship multifamily model. We have an option here to auto-populate your operating expenses. So we take so many T12s and rent rolls into our system. We actually utilize that data, repurpose it, bring it back around, provide it to you so that we can autofill or pre-fill your projected operating expenses. So you can turn it on or off. It's in beta, but we have quite a bit of data that we utilize to fill out, these certain categories. I'll let you look at that here for a second. We have our insurance, payroll, repairs and maintenance, all those kind of categories that we generally come across for our operating expenses. So the next step is to upload our financials. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a T12 to start. And I'm using some random financials here, but you can upload in PDF or Excel a T12. As long as it's not a really wild looking handwritten document, you can upload pretty much any rent roll or T12. Our system will read that document, put it into a standardized format, as you can see here. If you need to change anything, dates or months, or annualize the data from one, pick a different range of months, you can do all that. You can take an item, and if I want to move this, I can move it. I can take this and I can move all these into maybe the RUBS category, utility reimbursements, right? So I can kind of modify, I can ignore items. Let's say there's an item I want to take out of here. And this is, let's just say, for example, this was a CapEx item. I could take it and I can move it and it'll go into this ignored category down here. So really cool way to kind of modify and create a T12 that you believe makes sense for you to work with, right? You can make those modifications. I hit confirm. Two things it's going to do. One, it's going to give me the option now to download that into a standardized format. So let's say I uploaded a weird or a PDF or whatever it might have been, a strange template. I can now go and download that. And I'm going to show you guys really quick here. It's going to pull up in an Excel format, and it's standardized. It's got all the equations in place, and so you guys can go in. You can work off this now if you want, or send it out to somebody now that it's been adjusted as needed, or you leave it in place, and this data is actually going to get pulled into the analysis when we underwrite the deal. So that's first with the T12. Secondly, we're going to upload a rent roll. So I'm going to take, again, a rent roll I've got here. I'm going to upload it. Our software is going to detect the floor plans, the unit types, separate them out. You see we've got our 2 bedrooms here. We've got our 1 bedrooms here. If I need to enter any more data into any of these cells, make sure that my headers are lined up. These blue ones are the imported column headers, and we're going to have these as the assigned column headers. We automatically will assign and detect which ones we believe should be in place, but you can always modify it if you think otherwise. Okay, continue. We're going to see some data. So we've got our average size of unit, occupancy, average rents, rent range, 1s and 2s. If I wanted to go back real quick, show you guys something, I could actually separate units out as well. Let's say I want to take these my lowest rent units maybe as the non-renovated. And maybe these three are non-renovated 1 bedrooms, 1 bed, I'll say 1 bed classic, right? And then these 1 beds, I'm going to assign this to 1 bed renovated. All right. So I've now got different sections. I got my 2 bedrooms. I've got my 1 bedroom classic with these lower rents. And I've got my 1 bedroom renovated with all these higher rent renovated units. So I created a new floor plan. Now I can import that into the model, and it will have each of those floor plans there for me to pick my projected or go forward rents. So we'll hit continue. Same thing. No matter what format I uploaded the rent roll in, I now can download it, and it will open up in a standardized format. And I've got my unit mix tables and everything. So this is great. You get a PDF rent roll or PDF T12. Just uploading them, you can go ahead and download these into a standardized format, along with obviously now entering all that data into the model for us, which is a huge help time-wise. Saves us a ton of time, 20, 30, 40 minutes, depending on how complex the documents were, sometimes more. We're going to do it in 2 minutes here. So we're going to let this load. And what it's doing is it's creating a Google Sheets file with all our data in it, with a link accessible at any time from this analysis tab. And then we're going to be able to open it up, work out of it. It's going to be a cloud-based living document that at any time I can make modifications to, I can revert back. So we're going to go into our analysis, click on this. We're going to open up our underwriting model, and I'll walk you guys through the model as well here. It's a big part of our system. It's very integrated into the software, and it's something we've worked on for 6 or 7 years now. This spreadsheet has been modified, updated, upgraded, and it's constantly being improved. So we're always adding new features, and if users request certain things, we're working to basically make it the best underwriting model there is on the market. You can only get access to this through our software. But it's also, in our opinion, one of the easiest to use, which I think is huge. There are so many models that are so, I say janky is maybe the right word, and you have to bounce around from a ton of different sheets. There's no really method to the madness. And you never really know if you're filling it out right, or if you put everything in that you need to. Ours is extremely simple. You literally work left to right, starting at 1. You have your unit mix and your rents, our inputs. We have our pro forma, and I'll show you each of these. We enter our renovations, our purchase and financing details, sources and uses. So that's your closing costs. And then at the end, you see your returns. So it literally works left to right. We have 2 different return pages. You can see either a waterfall or just a more simplified investor structure here. We have an error check page, which will show you if you've missed anything. We have a decision page that will help you make kind of yes or no decision, pass, fail based on certain metrics. And then we have a summary where we have some tables that you can pull out and clip these into a presentation or a deck, or send them out in an email. So we'll start here. We've got our unit mix and rents. As you can see from uploading the rent roll, I did not type any of this in. I simply uploaded a rent roll, and it put this data in for me. I'm going to show you guys how it works. So let me clear this out. Oh, wrong one to clear out. That was a mistake. I'm going to clear out my rent roll. We'll do them both. And I'm going to take a rent roll. This is another one. I'm going to take a 400 unit rent roll. This is a big property. So as you guys could see before, I have this. It was about 20 units. Now I uploaded a 400 unit rent roll. Our software read it in about 10 seconds. I think it's 464 units. Confirm. I'm going to go back here, and our software is going to clear it out. It's going to upload, import the correct data in here with all the different floor plans. So as you can see, basically our software will read the document, import the data automatically and instantly. for you to work out of the spreadsheet. Now, you may come across, a deal that you're underwriting over the course of several months, and you get a new rent roll and you want to upload it. So go ahead and just clear it out and upload a new rent roll, and now you've got the right one in place. So same thing. I'm going to go back and upload a T12 again because I accidentally cleared it out. So let's go ahead and upload this one. This is a different one. We'll just go ahead and confirm. I'm going to go back to our model. So on this page, we upload the rent roll. We've got our total number of units. We can decide pretty darn easily how many units we want to renovate. What are my rents for my non-renovated and my renovated rents? That's all you have to do here. So I could say, hey, I'm going to renovate, half of my units. Oops. We're going to go this times 0.4. Right. And I could just drag this down, for example, and I could say we got 22, 16, 32, 38, 22, 20, 20, 16. That's the amount of units I'm going to renovate for each, about 40% of all the units. And then I can pick what my rents are. So let's say for my what looks like maybe a 1-bedroom, a smaller 1-bedroom, I'm gonna charge $800 for it. They're getting $674. So actually, I'm gonna say let's go for $700 as is, and let's say $800 for a renovated. And this one I might say I'm gonna go for $725, and I'm gonna go for $825 as a renovated. You guys get the point. You can go down the line, pick your rents, obviously, utilizing this section. While we're on this page, I might as well clear this out and show you guys what our rent comps section looks like. So once we've created our analysis, we can bounce over to our rent comps, and we're trying to fill out this page, right? And one of the most time-consuming parts of this is picking your rents and what properties are we going to use as our comps. We've actually solved that for you. So on the rent comps page, your first step, I've already loaded this up, but your first step normally once you load this up is we click on this. Based on our rent roll, our address, our property attributes, we actually utilize AI imagery. We use a bunch of different databases of rental comps as well to identify what we believe are the most similar properties in the area. And so we use all these different metrics: market, distance, number of units, vintage, stories, quality, amenities, and we create a similarity metro area. You're going to have quite a few comps, and we're going to allow you to select up to 5 comps. And from those comps, we can go and check out the apartments.com listing. But I can add these, and they go into my selected properties here. Click save. And then we pull up a list of all the comps, and if they have any units matching our unit types, what their rents are. So I could cycle through these. That's studios. Let's go to 1-bed, 1-bath. I could see, this property, we encountered a listing on it for $950. It's 776 square foot on average. Here's my price per square foot. Burning Loft Apartments. I can go and look at their apartments.com, see all their photos really quickly. Okay, I can see if that's a good comp. I see my property stacked up against them as well. And then down here, I also get to see what are my rents. So for a 1-bedroom, it looks like my rents are way above all the others. So maybe there's not a lot of room to increase my rents on my 1-bedrooms. 2-bedrooms, it looks like it's the same. I'm at kind of the top of the market. If I ever want to go back and change my comps, I can go back and do that. I can clear these out. I can select new ones. Real easy to go ahead and select what I believe are the best comps and then view the data on them. So that's how that works. We also have a section up here. Click on this. If I've uploaded a rent roll, it will pull up my unit mix. It will show me my current rent roll, and then it'll show me my projected rent roll based on my new market rent. So I can go in here and select what are my new market rents, and maybe this one is $725, and I want to renovate 15 of them. And my projected renovated rent is $795, for example, right? It's going to start creating a projected rent roll for me, monthly or annual, based on the inputs I'm making here, right? And if we have beds and baths, which this rent roll didn't have, but I could actually go input it. If I go edit, parse that again. It's the big one, so it takes a second. If I input, 1 bed, 1 bath, 2 bed, 1 bath, 2 bed, 1 bath, 2 bed, 1 bath, 3 bed, 2 bath, 3 bed, 2 bath, 3 bed, 2 bath, for example. Let's go another 1. I'm just giving examples here. Continue. Now we have beds and baths and put it in there. We will show you suggested market rents that you can simply just go and adopt, right? So makes it super simple to select your rents. Okay, so you guys see that we have the ability to select our rents. We've got a rent count tool. We're going to go to the inputs page next. On the inputs page, we pull in some data from the rent roll as well. We allow you to select a variety of just general inputs for the project. So your CapEx reserves, maybe that's $250 a unit. Property management fee, let's say 4%. We have a property tax section, depending on the state you're in. If I'm in Texas, normally they'll reassess at about 90% of the market value of purchase price, and I'll have maybe like a 2.3% tax rate. We have our growth metrics. We're going to go to our pro forma page next. We're going to need to input some rents to get this to show up. So I'm going to go and simplify this for us, and I'm going to upload just an easy rent roll with 1 or 2 floor plans so I can input some rental numbers. And that'll make our lives really easy. And I'm going to go ahead and say our rents are going to be $1,800 and $2,000. So that'll build out our income line item here. Again, I'm not using a T12 for numbers might look a little crazy. As you saw before, I can go and clear it and upload a new one really easily though. So if you guys watch this, I'll go and upload for the same 20 unit. I'll upload a T12. Continue, confirm. And we're going to see all these numbers go ahead and update. So we uploaded a new T12. Our numbers are all updated. And now I can kind of get a good look side by side what happened last year or in the last 12 months and what's going to happen in my first year. I can enter in my other income, if I have any utility reimbursement income I'm projecting going forward. I can look at all my operating expenses here. I can go over here and shrink this. And now I can see on a per unit basis, what do my kind of T12 and my year 1 per unit look like. These are my new taxes for the property based on the equation we put in on the inputs page. We see our NOI, we see our cap rate. If it's going up over time, hopefully we can see our expense ratios. So it's a very simple and easy to read pro forma showing us up to 10 years of projections for this project, right? We get down here, we see our net income. Then we've got a bunch of metrics down here: debt service coverage, break even numbers, market value, principal remaining, all that kind of stuff, investor capital remaining, etc. Renovations page, super easy. I can go in here and put in any number of inputs, my contingencies, my renovations on a per unit basis. I could put in, if I have 3 roofs I need to replace at 10 or at $8,000 a pop, great. If I have siding, I need $25,000 in the siding budget. Concrete, I need to replace a parking lot, great, $50,000. It'll all total up into your project cost. On this page, we deal with the structure of the deal. So your purchase price, your loan details, when do you want to refinance the property if you're going to refinance, and when do you want to sell the property? It's very easy to change the structure here. So I can go in and put a purchase price in. I can put, $3 million. Great. I'm going to get a 70% loan to value at a 6.25% interest rate for 3 years. 30-year amortization. Yes, this is going to be a bridge loan. The bank's going to finance 100% of my renovations. I could even put in a seller carry. Maybe the seller's going to carry back $100,000 for me at 5% or up to 5 years. At year 5, I'm going to refinance the deal. My market value of the property is now almost $4 million. Getting a refinance loan of about 2.7, so I'm pulling out a lot of my money. That one's going to have some more years interest only, and then I'm going to sell in year 10 at a 6.5 cap, and that's my estimated sale price per unit. That's where the page goes down to. So really easy to modify our structure, our loan amounts. So you can put second loans or preferred equity. Just very easy to modify and change all that up. Sources and uses, again, pretty simple page. I can choose which of these items I want to include in a bridge loan. So I have selected yes for renovations, but I could also wrap, if I want to, my appraisals and third-party report costs. I could throw these costs in there. I can have these wrap into the loan. That's going to adjust our loan up by about 5,000 up to 104 before it was 99. I can also throw in my origination fee for the lender, an acquisition fee, construction management fee, whatever that may be, all my tax prorations, pretty much every closing cost that we've encountered, we've put this in here so that you guys won't miss anything. That all totals up, and then we have our sources up here at the top. Here's our debt, total debt, secondary loan, equity, total project cost. The next 2 pages are independent of each other. You can use one, you can use both, you could use neither. But this one is a more simple way of showing the investor returns on a year-by-year basis, right? We have our investor kind of table up here, and it goes down to about here. And this will show us what our returns are year by year. Right now, it's set up with basically no investors and just a sole purchaser. But if I have, let's say, a preferred return, and I want to give my investors an 8 prep with a 50% split of all profits over that, I can set it up as such, and it will show this split of the sale profits, the split of cash flow, the split of cash flow over the 8 prep. It'll show my IRR, equity multiples, cash on cash, all that good stuff. Down here, we have the manager GP returns. The other 50% promote of that equation will show here. We have a sample investment section. So of the total 967,000, if somebody put 250,000 in, this is what it would look like. If somebody put in 100,000, this is what it would look like. Really the next page, we have a waterfall. So a little bit more advanced than the previous page. Again, this works independent of 6A. You can use this one, put in separate returns. It'll show a totally different structure. And this one allows us to have preferred return, multiple hurdles. So you can have a multi-tier waterfall structure with your investors. More prevalent with more institutional equity. But it's something that we have in here. So if you need to play around with that and see what it looks like, you certainly can see the calculations for each of the hurdles. On the next page, we have an error check. It's going to show us green if everything's good. So as of right now, everything missing something. Let's say in year 1, let's say we had a building we're buying at 50% occupancy. And so year 1, we have a loss, a big loss. It's going to show us there. It's going to show us on the error check, hey, you got a year 1 loss, debt service reserve is required. So that's going to remind us, hey, we're going to want to go in here and throw in some operating reserves. Maybe I need $100,000 of reserves, right? That's going to total in. It's going to clear up our negative balance. That 100,000 is also going to add into our total project costs. So we're going to raise an extra 100,000, right? It's going to factor into our investment returns. And now it's going to show us that we are in a good spot. Now, these are non-critical items. Up here are critical items. So you need these. You don't necessarily need these, but it's good to know. So right now it's saying our year one operating expenses do not meet market expectations. We've got a pretty wide range here, so it's pretty forgiving. But the reason that it falls out of that is because we have now, I just changed it to a very low occupancy in that first year, meaning our expenses are going to show pretty high percent based on our income. So that's fine. We have a decision page. It'll show pass fail based on different metrics you can put in. It'll show what the actual calculated rent increases, purchase rate or purchase cap rate expectations, equity multiples, IRRs, etc. And it'll show you pass fail if it hits what you need for your specific metrics to be. And then at the end, again, we have a summary of the deal. We have some tables here you can clip out, just nice looking tables that are really easy to clip into a pitch deck or an email to send to your investors. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of this in a sec. Again, if you guys have any questions on this spreadsheet, we do offer training for all our clients. I know this was a quick walkthrough, but we do go through this a lot more in depth in our onboarding and make sure you guys are experts at using this. It's very easy after doing 1 or 2 deals to pick it up, unlike most spreadsheets that are extremely complicated. I know there's a lot here, but once you get the process down, it's very easy to walk through it. And it's easy to teach your team too. Again, you're working left to right. You're only inputting in the blue cells. So it's a very straightforward, easy to use. Anything that's not blue, you don't need to touch it. If you want to, you can. It's not locked, but we do suggest that if you just stay within the blue cells, most deals will probably work out unless you need to get a little bit custom. Again, a lot of people are biased and partial to Excel. I was always an Excel guy my whole life as well. When we started using Google Sheets, I actually didn't love it at first, but I grew to love it. There's so many things, in my opinion, that are so much better than Excel. The usability, the flexibility for your team to have multiple people at once. It constantly saves the most up-to-date version, no matter how many people are in here editing it, which you can have your team in here in real time editing this sheet while you're using it, which is great. But I could also go back and see, here's my version history. So, if I have somebody that went in here and messed with it and I want to revert it back, or I made a mistake and need to revert back to where I was, and you can't just undo a million times, I can actually go back to every single version that I've ever had of this spreadsheet and I can revert back. And then you can always download it into Excel. This converts perfectly into Excel. So you can always go ahead and download it into Excel and you'll have no issues there as well. So I think we've gone over a majority of the analysis and pipeline management. We've got a little bit more with our custom templates. You can upload, you can utilize our templates we provided, but you can also upload your own model, your own template. We can connect it to our parsing engine for an additional fee, and we can actually allow you to utilize your own model in here, and our rent roll and T12 parsing engines and our technology will connect to your sheet, and it will import all that rent roll and T12 data that you saw connected to ours. So really cool. If you have your own, please inquire about connecting your own model. A lot of people do end up really liking ours and using our model, but we have no problem. We have a lot of clients that use their own models as well. So just feel free to inquire about that and we will help get you set up. But yeah, I would say that's at least the meat and potatoes of what you get here. I could have gone a lot more in depth into some of these features, but I wanted to give you a high level look at what the software does. If you have any questions, reach out to us at support@realestatelab.com, and we will talk to you guys soon. And hopefully you enjoy using our product that we've poured a lot of time and love into making just a great underwriting and deal acquisition platform for multifamily investors.